Rosa Maria, good afternoon. Buenas tardes, good afternoon. Let me switch. We're doing English. We are in English today. Julio, Ramona, Jackie, Ezequiel. Hola, Sasha. I like that. Sasha. Hola. Hi. Well, let me make sure we are good. We are here in my YouTube channel. We are in Facebook, and of course, we are in our fabulous, fantastic Instagram. So we are like about 8 minutes earlier. Hola, Dali. Good afternoon. How are you? How are you, beautiful Dali? How is it going? How does it look? Is everything looking good? Dali, tell me how is it looking? Do we need to change anything? No. It's perfect. No hablo inglés. This Graciela. Los martes es en inglés. On Tuesdays es English. Yesterday. Ayer. Hola. Hi, Eva. Okay, so I just came home maybe an hour ago from my amazing workout. And of course, we usually do this on Thursday. You look amazing. Anna, I love you. I just came home from my amazing back workout. I feel my muscles burning. You know, when you work, you have a great workout and you feel those muscles burning. And this is the reason I wanted to do it today. I wanted to do go on live. I'm so excited. I get so freaking excited. I can't. Okay. Because it's so exciting, and I didn't want to wait until tomorrow. Number one, because the internet people are coming trying to solve some issues with the internet. So just in case if my internet goes out, I will come back. I will say the video and come back on YouTube. Okay, that doesn't happen with Instagram and Facebook, but it happens on YouTube. So let's pray that everything goes perfect today. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to make sure I do it today, because last week I didn't go live. Why? Because I was waiting for the cable guy, for the internet guy. So they found out that the issue is not inside the house where the modem is outside. So the outside guy is coming tomorrow. So and then, of course, when you feel great, when you feel the benefit of, in this case, working out, taking care of your health, taking care of your mental health, your mind, your body, your spirit, so you don't have any other desire but to share with people. And that was, I'm going to go live today instead of tomorrow, because this is the day the Lord has created. Let me be glad and rejoice in it. And when you have that intuition, that prompting, that calling, do it now. Do it now, because we don't know tomorrow. I felt this urge to do it today, to go live today and share with you some of the latest, constantly, a new research, a new information about the benefit of lifting weight. And the case here, how resistant training, this is one of the articles, how resistant training is good for your brain. And this is the key, I think, for me. The motivation for today is because, we all know the benefit that weightlifting or resistant training or lifting weight has for us, right? Number one, because you can increase your muscle mass. And I have proof that regardless of your age, you can increase your muscle mass. I repeat, regardless of your age, your chronological age, you can increase your muscle mass. And you might be wondering, well, what made you say that? How do you know? I know, number one, because the research on myself. I make sure that I do this in-body test that you can find in your neighborhood or in your area. You can Google in-body places in your community where they do the test, the in-body. And the beautiful thing with this test is that you can increase your muscle mass. And I mentioned to you before, you look amazing. I love it. I feel amazing. um, so let me go continue with that train of thought about that. Yes, you can increase your muscle mass. And when I started bodybuilding in 2005, number one, I started bodybuilding in 2005. All that information from the beginning to the, you're gonna find book number one. If you don't have book number one, I urge you to get book number one. I have 6 books, but you have to start with number one. And this is the book number one, Vibrant at Any Age. So I was in 2005, I was 59 years old. So when my coach, the person who became my coach to this day, when he started, we started talking, casual talking, and we were doing a TV show. So he says to me, "Oh, you can be good at bodybuilding." And I'm looking at him like, "What?" And I said, "What is that?" I asked him because I had no clue what bodybuilding was because I never, ever lifted weight. Yes, it was. I was active. I was a gymnast. I was a runner, but that's it. But in those days, women didn't lift weight at that time in the 60s, 50s, and 60s, where we didn't do that. So when he tells me that I can be good at this, then I said to him, I don't know how to lift. I don't know how to do that. And this is one of the things that you have to always pay attention in your life. People who not only tell you, oh, you can be good at this, but also tell you, I can help you, I can guide you. I am being fortunate in my life that people who come into my life and tell me, oh, you can do this and you can do that, they always want to help. And that is the right people that you need to have in your environment. So fasting forward 20 years later, when I started bodybuilding, my muscle mass was 56, 56, 55. The most it will go up, it will be 57. So then in the last few years, my muscle mass went from 55, 56 to 57, 58, 57, 58, and sometimes it will go to 59. Well, last year, and this is how, in one of the points in this article about how important and how great it is lifting weight, one of the points that they bring in this article, and you will find it in my book number 2, is about how important a coach is. So you find that book 1. I'll tell you about the books in a minute. But it's very important. And one of the things that they mention in this research, in this article, is a good coach is very powerful. And let me show you why. Because last year, my coach, and he's been training me for 20 years, he said, I want, and we had a previous in-body test. He said, I want this number to go to 60. He wanted my muscle mass to increase to 60. That was last year. And of course, when you coach somebody who believes in you, who has high expectation for you, who's not asking you how old you are. Because when you come into a coach or anybody who's going to help you, and that person or that coach, let's take with the coach, says to you, oh, because some people write to me telling me this, oh, you're too old. You cannot increase your muscle mass because you're too old. I have people who have written me telling me that coaches will tell them that. That's insane. That's insane. That's somebody who doesn't have any really latest information and doesn't know what they're talking about. So when my coach, let me slow down. Let me slow down. Slowing down is not easy for me, okay? So when he said that, it never crossed my mind to think, oh, I'm 70 years old, 79, I'm going to be 80 and 2. That was last year. I cannot do that. That's ignorance of it. Yes. Okay. So, yes. Hold the comments, and after I finish talking, I'll read you guys and I answer. So, never crossed my mind to tell him. I said yes. Immediately, I got in alignment with him. Why am I telling you all that? I'm telling you all that because this is one of my latest. When did I do this one? This was 10/18. Okay, this one, my muscle mass went from 59.7 to 59.3 to 60.2 to 60.8 to 60.8. Then it went down when I competed to 60.2, and today is 60.6. Right there. Okay? You can get a screenshot. So when people tell you that you cannot increase your muscle mass and all the benefits that you find in the latest research about resistance training with weight, it's just insane that you are completely oblivious about the benefits that lifting weight has for your brain, for your body, for your mind, for your spirit, because you get into alignment of those three components: your body, your mind, and your spirit. The research indicate that 20% of older adults regularly train with resistant weight. Okay, so only 20%. I think that's a low number. I think people, we need to, and probably why I get so excited and I like to share the information with you, because I know that you will have a longevity that is amazing, spectacular. You will have energy, balance, you will have strength, you have independence, because the opposite of that, you know what it is. And I'm not going to talk about that right now, but we will. So one of the benefits that for the brain, and this is what happened with the brain, when you do resistant training, part of your brain, which is the part of the cortex, the front cortex in your brain, is associated with motivation, effort, and persistence. So when you start lifting weight, lifting weight is going to stimulate an area of the cortex in your brain that is associated with motivation. Then you want motivation. Look at this. People want to be motivated. You want to have somebody motivate you? No. Because if you start lifting weight, if you start practicing weight resistance, you are stimulating something in your brain that is going to allow you to have a motivation, effort, and persistence. So listen to this. This is, for me, this is very, very powerful. Because I'm going to try to read it again. Resistant training also engages a part of your brain called the anterior mid singular cortex. an area associated with motivation, effort, and persistence. That is amazing. And this is the thing, that everything that you need is already within you. And this is what we make the biggest mistake: constantly, repeatedly, consistently trying to find outside of me what is already within me. If based on this study, if I do resistance training, I will be stimulating an area of my brain that is associated with motivation. You already got a motivation built in your brain. Effort and persistence. Isn't that amazing? Persistence. And sometimes people say, I don't have persistency. I don't have discipline. And you try and you constantly comparing yourself with somebody else instead of comparing yourself with somebody else, get busy lifting, training, exercising every day for vitality and balance. And you have within you, this is amazing body that within you is everything. Isn't that fabulous? And that's what you hear for years and years. Everything that you need is within you. The issue is, I can tell you, but the question is, do you believe it? Do you believe that everything that you need is already within you? And you know what? It is. For me, it is, because I live it. That's the way I live my life. Everything that I need is already within me. And when I start working on that, then everything starts working beautifully, easily, effortlessly, free-flowingly, naturally. So I live a life. My life is a life of excitement, a life of achievement, the vision. You don't, I'm 70 years old, I'm 50 years old, I'm 40 years old, and you mentally planning on giving up. When it's the best years of your life, the best years of your life is after 40, period. Put it to rest. If you're 40 and beyond, enjoy. Start working out. Start stimulating the cortex in your brain. Start stimulating those areas of your brain that have to do with motivation, persistence, and effort. Another thing when you push, this is another thing about the article. Listen to this. Let me calm down. Relax. When you push through tasks that feel hard or unpleasant, this area becomes more active and may even grow in volume, contributing to neuroplasticity, and improve cognitive performance, over time as you keep practicing. As you keep practicing, you're going to be stimulated. Let me read it again, okay? And this is when you push, when you push through tasks that feel hard or unpleasant, like lifting, right? You feel any task that you feel is unpleasant, is hard, is difficult. That area of your brain, that part of the cortex in your brain, this area becomes more active and may even grow in volume, contributing to neuroplasticity. And neuroplasticity improve cognitive performance. You improve your cognitive performance. What does that mean? I was doing a live the other day, and somebody made the comment that something. The comment was about something like I was still alert, that I had an alert brain. Why people will make a comment like, "Hi, she still has a brain," or "She's still functioning mentally well." You know what I mean? it kind of took me back, because the issue is, because you have a certain age. In my case, 79. I'm 79 years old. So by my age, you're supposed to have your cognitive power down. Your cognitive power should be gone. I should have dementia. I don't remember. I can talk. I can speak. I can articulate. I cannot reason, and all that crap. That's insane, because your chronological age has nothing to do with your biological age. If you become the type of person who make a commitment to contribute, to enhance, to take care of your body, your mind, and your spirit, your cognitive power will be amazing. You won't be giving up to the belief system that after certain age, your cognitive power is gone. And that is what this article is talking about, neuroplasticity. Years and years ago, when I was going to school, I remember the belief system was that the neurons in your brain will die. Boom. That's it. And now, through studies and advance in technology, we know that the neurons, they don't die. They grow, and that's what the brain, as we get older, we develop. Of course, you have to take care of yourself and do what this article is suggesting, weight training, because that neuroplasticity will improve and it will grow. And the neuroplasticity is that what neuroplasticity is in the brain is that allows you to continue and look, instead of losing your neurons as they used to believe, that neuroplasticity allows you to continue being cognitive healthy, cognitive active. And sometimes people tend to associate. I remember when that saying, an old dog, okay, this one, an old dog doesn't learn new tricks. Hi, beautiful Gerald, I love you. An old dog, remember this? An old dog doesn't learn new tricks. Totally outrageous. False. Because no, it's not that because you're older, you cannot learn. Because the issue is that we learn differently. When you are in your 20s, how do we used to learn? Memorize. This article, neuroplasticity, and I will memorize. And that was a learning style when you are younger, in your 20s, when you're going to school, high school. So the technique is to memorize. I remember I still have memorized stuff in my head for years and years and years. You ask me, and it's boom, it's there. Because that was the technique to memorize. As you get older, neuroplasticity, your learning style changes. And the neuroplasticity allows you to learn in a different way. How do adults learn? We don't learn by memorizing. We learn by selecting. Is that important to me? How beneficial the information is for me. So we don't memorize. The adult learner, they take the information that is important to them, that is gonna benefit them, that is practical to that person. So that is the old saying that an old dog doesn't learn new tricks. Completely delete that, destroy that, exterminate that, forget about that, because it's totally false. You learn in a different way. You have to pay more attention. You have to be in the present moment about remembering names. And this is the thing, because they say, well, I forgot the name, and because I'm old. People make those comments. I forgot. I don't remember names like I used. Okay, this one. I don't remember names as I used to. When you start saying this negative affirmation, you know that you're imprinting that information at a subconscious level, and there's no that you're not gonna remember names because you're older. You're not remembering names because you have programmed your biological computer with the information that I'm too old, and that's what I don't remember names. And because you cannot have two thoughts. The mind cannot have two thoughts, period. You only hold one thought at a time, only one thought. And if the thought that you're holding is the thought, I'm too old, so I don't remember name because I'm too old. Oh, I'm getting old. I'm forgetful because I'm old. No, stop it. That has nothing to do with age. It has to do with the programming that you're implanting at the subconscious level, and you have to behave according to the way the programming at your subconscious level. You act in every single activity, every single day. You are acting not based in consciousness. You are acting based in your subconscious. You brush your teeth, you're not thinking. You're driving your car, you're not thinking. You're going to work, you just go. You're taking a shower, you sometimes don't even remember you took a shower. Why? Because those activities, we do it subconsciously. So we have to be extremely careful how we talk to ourselves, especially as you get older, because you start copying, you start programming yourself based on somebody else's ideas and programmings about who you are and who you're supposed to be. So this beautiful article is automatic. You are acting in an automatic pilot system. In a boat has an automatic pilot system. So if you take the system and you say, oh, the boat is gonna go to the north. So you set up the pilot system, the cruise control, and your car is a cruise control, and you set a cruise control 70 miles an hour. You let the car go, and it goes in cruise control. So that's how we are. We are acting with cruise control of the programming that I already have in my mind. So if I want to change my behavior, I have to change my programming on my mind. Now, you're driving 95 and you want to turn or you want to change direction, you have to grab the what do you call it? The steering wheel, but it won't move because it's going in one's way. It's an automatic. So what happened, you have to change the cruise control or the automatic pilot system to make the boat or the car to go in a different direction. So you cannot change your direction when you're thinking, when your mind is set in a particular way, especially about aging, about getting older, about exercise, about cognitive power, about learning, about getting better. I'm too old. And then you start assuming this concept that really doesn't make any sense. Now, another thing that when I was mentioning in the beginning that a good coach is very powerful and very important. Number one, because a good coach will prevent for you to have injuries. A good coach will work around your issues. How do I know that? Because when I had the issues with my hips, my coach, because he is also a physical therapist, he knows how to work around the issue. So I always train with him, and I competed, having the problem with my hips. I competed, I trained, all that. But you have to know what you're doing. So in the beginning, if you need, number one, I know you need to get into bodybuilding. No bodybuilding to compete, but bodybuilding, for me, bodybuilding is not necessarily competing. No, bodybuilding is bodybuilding. You're building your beautiful, amazing body. You're building it. You're making it healthy every single day. So when you're going to start into this adventure, because it's truly an adventure, because one of the most amazing things is to see your body changes, how your body change, it's just amazing because you don't have a clue. Oh my God. It's just like amazing how your body responds. I mean, you go to work out, like Today I have my back and still feel my muscles burning. And that sensation, you can't, no, that doesn't have any price. It's something that you have to experience. So a good coach, the point is, a good coach is absolutely essential. You cannot, especially in the beginning. And when you go up with your coach, and this is one of the things that I talk about in my book number 2, how to get a good coach. How to get a good coach. Because I repeat, the coach has to be in alignment with your plan. If you tell your coach that you want to increase your muscle mass and your coach says, oh no, you're too old, forget about it. Walk away, say, okay, see you, tata, au revoir, sayonara, see you later, be happy, but not with me. Okay? Because that's not the right person for you. The right person for you is the person who's in alignment with you, like my coach. He told me last year, I want this number to be 60. Well, right now we are in 60 what? 69, and one is 66, and the other one is 60.9 lean muscle mass. And I'm 79. So what is the recommend a good coach? Of course, then you get up, you get in your mind that you're gonna be lifting weight. Let me another thing that it doesn't mention here in the article, but your muscles, the skeleton, the muscle system is also an endocrine system. Your muscles produce hormones. They produce hormones, and beautiful, wonderful hormones. So when you find yourself out of balance, the menopause, and then you make the menopause a medical issue. When menopause, and I'm not going to talk much about that, but menopause is not a medical issue. It's a normal stage of your life. The problem is that we have changed our way of life, and we don't do the thing that the people like this lady here. This is another article. This lady lasted 117 years old. She died 117 years old. Now, do you think, and here she is playing piano. Okay? There she is younger, and here he is active, playing piano. Playing piano. But what happened is, and this is some of the people also that you find in the blue zones. Remember the blue zones? The people who last over 100, 90, over 90, 100 years old. But what you look at is the lifestyle. They continuously moving. They might not go to the gym, but they work in the field. They move, they walk, they movement. Your physical body is made for movement. So what I was saying with that was that when you think about that, when you develop your muscle, when you train your muscle, when you develop muscle tone, when you increase your muscle mass, you also increasing the production of hormones in your beautiful body, and you have less symptoms of oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and people are dying. Remember, my example with that is that I remember my grandmother, my mom, all my aunts. I had like 10 aunts, all of them. My aunt, anyway, I had a lot of aunts. I never heard those women complaining about menopause. Never. But okay, that's another theme. Let's continue with the importance of a good coach when you're going to start lifting weight, when you're going to start bodybuilding. Remember, bodybuilding is not competing. It's bodybuilding, building your body, okay? So we talk about how powerful a coach is, because a coach also is a motivator, somebody who motivates you, somebody you have to account to. And I repeat, you don't have to have it forever. But in the beginning, until you develop the habit and you really do the form, pay attention when your coach is teaching you. You pay attention to the form, how to do the exercise correctly. Because when you pay attention in how to do it correctly, following the form, what happens, you won't have issue getting injuries or getting injured. And every time you get a muscle pull, you pull the muscle, and that is like 6 weeks out. You have to, oh, you have to rest for 5 to 6 weeks. No, that's why when I'm at the gym, I'm 190% present there. I don't have a phone. I don't have any distraction. I don't even say hi. I just walk in and get to my job, my work. My job is my job. My job is to keep myself healthy. But because you go with intention, when you go with that determination, you don't go there to socialize, you go there to train. I was amazing because today, I mean, the amount of people with their phone and they sit in the machine and I finished my workout in one area and that person was still sitting texting and with the phone. So when you have that kind of attitude, that kind of behavior, it's very difficult for you to see change, meaningful and lasting change, because the connection between your mind and your body is not there. You're not sending the information, the mental information to your muscle, which has neuropeptides, and neuropeptides are like messengers that you're telling your muscle what is it. You visualizing how beautiful you want your muscle to grow and to develop, and because you're paying attention 100% and you feel a little pinch here and a little pinch there, immediately you stop and you modify the movement. But if you are unconsciously boom, 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 testing, boom, 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 how it's not gonna work. It's not going to work. Okay? You keep at it and you will never see the results you want, because you need to have that mind-body connection. You have to be connected. You have to be talking to your muscle. And this is the thing, because you have an unbelievable sense of separation between your body, your mind, and your spirit. You treat everything like a separate. Boom. No, it's one unit. It's one unit, and you are at the gym, you're working, you sending the information, you talking to your muscles, you sending you telling your muscle mentally the image that you have, the reason why you're doing this exercise, bicep, ¿verdad? I'm doing bicep today. Also, I did back with bicep. So I'm doing bicep. I'm visualizing my muscle. I'm doing the movement, the contraction and relaxing, contract and relax. And I'm there with the bicep. I'm not like a dumbbell, literally. So because and this is something that it takes people time to take it, to understand that is a connection, that is one unit, that that communication has to be open, that you have to feel that. And and this is the thing, when you start behaving that way, that when you start treating your muscles that way, when you start treating your spirit that way, when you start treating your mind that way, then you have that sense of wholeness. You feel one unit. You don't feel my body this, because people talk about their body like that, like that, and it's like, what? It's just one unit. One thing affects the other. It's interconnected. So your coach is very important. Okay. Now, the other point that it has to get very important to take into consideration with this, I'm going to stop and take your question and read your comment, is about your nutrition. You have to be picky. You have to be respectful. You have to watch. You have to select. And in this book, in my book, in this book number 2, you have all the things that I eat, all the things that I purchased, all my foods are here. In book number 2, you find all the thing that I purchased for food. What page are we? So right in there. Okay. Book number 2 and book number 1. Those two books are essential. Okay. So remember, if my books are all in Amazon. I have 6 books. Book one is a must. You have to have book number 1. If you don't have any, you gotta have one at least, because the one is a foundation. It's how you build a cathedral. And a lot of time, people are not building a cathedral with their life. They just collecting a paycheck, making a salary. And if your intention and your life is to to live life that way instead of having that sense of respect for your beautiful, amazing life, for your beautiful body. Your body is an amazing machine. It's unbelievable. That body is not you. You are not your body, and your body is not you. Your body is like a vehicle. It's like a transportation. It's something that your energy and your spirit is holding your spirit and your energy. And that body has to be respected because it's not yours. One day you're gonna go and the body drops. It's what they call dead. But a lot of people are dead now. Okay. So the nutrition portion of it. So you need your, for muscle building, you need your protein. You know, the meat, the fish, the chicken, spinach, eggs. Eggs are amazing. I mean, eggs are the, biologically speaking, eggs are the most complete protein, eggs. You know, remember people went crazy about eggs, what created this nightmare about eggs, which is false. Okay, so your nutrition, your protein, you need your carbohydrates to build muscle. I cannot build muscle mass, and I'm afraid to eat my rice. If you don't agree with rice, you don't like rice or whatever, but you need carbohydrate. Whatever carbohydrate, potato, white potato, sweet potato, the best. Sweet potato, fabulous. Rice, you a little spaghetti, you know, portion of spaghetti. You figure out how many carbohydrates you need for your workout. Hi, Ramona. So you need your carbohydrates, you need your protein, you need your veggies, and you need your fruits, and of course, good fat like avocado and olive oil. Okay. So this is the thing that for today, I want you to really think about it. And we're coming close to the end of the year. I think you should make an investment. Make an investment getting my books in Amazon. Make an investment getting your Bible or whatever it is that you use for spiritual growth, spiritual development. The spiritual development is as important or more important than your physical development. That is very clear, because when you are failing from the point of view of physical, when you're failing as a human being, what is going to lift you up and it's going to make you to go across the winning line is your spirit. Because a lot of times you're going to feel weak, you're going to feel that you don't want to, but when you work and developing your spiritual muscle, that spiritual muscle, when the physical muscle is lazy and it doesn't want to do it, the spiritual muscle, boom, pow, out. Sometimes, not very often, sometimes I want to stay in my bed. At 2 o'clock in the morning, I get up out of my bed at 3. I woke up at 2, I do a meditation in bed, and then I get up and I start moving with the rest of the ritual. But I want to stay in my bed at 3 o'clock in the morning. But you know what? That is my human posture. My spiritual muscle said, "You're getting up." And my spirit is really amazing. When you want to stay in bed, but the spiritual muscle, it's like you have a helper, literally, and it kicks me out of the bed, and I get up. It's just amazing. And you have this amazing, I mean, what you have within you is so unbelievable. It's just unbelievable that if you make the time to really work on yourself, make that commitment for next year, start planning. Get my books, Amazon. I have 6 books. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6. Okay? 6 beautiful, awesome, fabulous books. Okay? Everything that you need to know, everything that you need. This book will allow you to stay on target. To stay like that, to stay like a laser. You want to be like a laser. You want to be like a monomaniac. You know, a monomaniac is a person who always think about one thing. And that thing that you have to be thinking every single day is every single day I am getting better, better, and better. Every day I'm getting better, better, and better. And don't buy into the narrative and the belief system of the world that as you get older, you should be nothing. You should forget about life and that you should give up and get with the programming of the world. And what is the programming of the world? After certain age, 60, wheelchair, cane, walker, medication instead of meditation. I meditate. I don't medicate. You see the difference? Medicate. Meditate. You want to meditate, no medicate. Okay? But for that, you have to be proactive. You cannot give your health to the system. Oh, the doctor is going to cure me. No, the doctor has limits. The doctor is going to tell you what the doctor can tell you. But it's your responsibility that if you have to go to the doctor, you bring in the doctor a body that he can work. Example, in 2010, when I found the perfect doctor to do my surgery for my hips. And he's telling me, I go to see the doctor, my appointment, and the doctor's telling me, you have to do this. The doctor is telling me that I needed to do what I was already doing, my lifestyle. When I'm hearing the doctor telling me all that stuff that I'm already doing, practicing, I started crying. I mean, I cannot contain my tears. I started crying because I'm thinking, oh my God. So he mentioned this new technology. At that time, it was a new technology called resurfacing for the bones in your hips. So the doctor saw me crying and he said, well, I want you to take a look of this in the internet. Look at this new technology. It's called resurfacing. When he told me about that immediately, I knew I didn't need to go in the internet and find out. And that's what I wanted to do. And I told him, no, I that's what I want to do because it sounded great. And then he says to me, the punchline was, he said to me, Josefina, this technology is only done to people in their 40s. Imagine, in their 40s, I'm always in my late 60s or early, in my 60s. And he said, they do this technology to younger athletes and people in their 40s, no more than that. But, and this is the punchline, but I will do it for you because of your body your muscle mass and your bone density. Muscle mass and bone density. That's what the doctor took the chance to do the surgery on me because of my muscle mass and my bone density. So what is the relevance of that? That if I didn't take care of myself and I go to see the doctor with no bones, no bones, no muscle mass, cripple, the doctor wasn't going to do that new technology on me. So he did the new technology on me because what I took to the doctor was a body that he could work on it. And that applies to anything. If you don't take care of your skin, your beautiful skin, and you go to the plastic surgeon, oh, fix me. There's not so much he can do, baby. But if you take care of your beautiful skin, and you go to the surgeon because you want something done, the guy can do miracles. And that's what happened with my beautiful hips. I can cross my legs. I can wear high heels. I can dance. I can do everything. I was so crippled that I would pray to God. And I said to God, because if you look at my competitions, early in the 2005 on until 2010, you see that I moved slowly. The music was slow music, just because it was difficult for me to move. I will practice my posing mentally. Once you get on stage, the adrenaline kicks in and then you go pow, pow, pow. Wow. So I will practice mentally my posing and all that. So I said to God, and that's why you see me with such a faith and believe in God and I trust God for everything. That's my only thing. It's just the only thing for me is God, not for everybody, because God, I understand God is not for everyone, but it's definitely it is for me. I said to the Lord, God, if you cure my hip, because it was a difficult, it only was 3 doctors in the world that were doing this new technology. Only 3 doctors, one in England, one in India, and one in the United States. So I just happened that the one in the United States, and it was where right here in my town, because my chiropractor and we were practicing because my chiropractor had the same issues going to India to have the surgery. And then he found out that the doctor in the United States was in my town, less than 10 minutes from my house. It was amazing. So I asked God, God, if you help me to if you heal my hips, I promise that I will dance for you in all my shows, in all my competitions. And that's what happened. So found the perfect doctor, did the perfect surgery. To thank God to this day, I have no issues. And that's why you see me dancing all the time in my competition, because I promised God that He will take the shackle out of my leg, because I could not move my leg, the shackle. And that's why it's so beautiful when you work on your beautiful body, physical body, and your spiritual physical, and your spiritual beautiful body, and your mental body. And then you have a life that is a life of happiness and contentment. I said all the time, that doesn't mean you won't have challenges in life. We all have challenges in life, but it's the attitude that we have, because we have something that is hope, that's something that is belief, something that we have experienced before, that all the challenges and difficulties and circumstances that I have in the past, God has always saved me, always helped me. Always somebody comes in, an angel, a person, an individual, a situation. It's unbelievable. So start developing your muscle mass. Start working in your spiritual muscle and retrain your mind to positive thinking. Lisa, hi. Victoria, amen. Okay, now I'm going to read comments and answer your question. Now, if you have any question that it has to do with this beautiful article on how resistant training will help your brain, in which areas you increase muscle mass. Oh my God, look at my shoulders. And my shoulder. I am, and this is very interesting. Gracias, Joemi. Yeah, my shoulders, the big difference is in my shoulders, because this is another, and this is the power of the mind. See, the mind is everything. The mind controls everything. And the most people, their mind is undisciplined. In the last chapter of Proverbs, I think it's the last chapter, I think it's the verse 37, but in the last chapter of Proverbs, it talks about, and I put my name, Josefina prepared herself mentally, physically, and spiritually for her God-given task, making her arms strong. When I read that, I took it. That is me making, because I wanted to have shoulders like I have it now. Beautiful, awesome, beautiful shoulder. And I don't take any junk. I don't take protein. I don't take up any drugs or steroid, all natural. And so me, this is the most beautiful muscle, because they're natural, all about eggs, potatoes, oatmeal, chicken, fish. It's just amazing. It's just amazing. So when I read that proverb, that she make her arms strong, I said, that's moi. Ramona listening in my car. I love you, Ramona. Okay, in which area you increase muscle? Yes, in my beautiful upper body, my back. Look at my back. Also, I didn't have lat. Now you can see lat. See, I didn't have this. The lat. That look. Hello, I am so happy to listen to you. I'm from Italy, South Italy. Hi. They just wrote an article in one of the magazines in Italy about me. Should look amazing. Can you show side flex? Side flex for what? Side flex like tricep? Okay. Yes, Alex. Alex, the connection. Yeah, it's completely, it's important. I mean, you cannot make progress. Doctora, faltarían 10 años cumplir yo los 90. Coño, no te apures. Don't rush. Somebody has said that in 10 years I'm going to be 90. Please don't rush. Please don't rush. God is not in a rush, and neither do I. God is not in a rush, and neither do I. I'm okay. Okay, any other comment or question? I am also in personal training. Wow, Priska, awesome. Okay. If we don't have any questions about this article or about weight training or the power of all the benefit that you get, then thank you very much. See you next week. I say, I can't believe you have these arms and you're, yeah, at any age, at any age, at any age. How old are you? I'm 79 years old, 79 years young, and I feel amazing. Okay? 79, 79. Next year, I will turn 80, and I'm going to be celebrating the whole year. Next year is the United States 250 anniversary. At the same time, I'm going to be celebrating my 80s all freaking year. Okay? It's a celebration for the whole 65 days. Okay. No questions? No, nothing else? Okay. So, see you next week. God willing. See you. Remember, the books are in Amazon. Get the books in Amazon. Vibrant at any age. All my 6 books in Amazon. Start preparing for you are more ripped than 30 or 40. Yeah, absolutely. All the only woman in the gym that look like this is me. Okay? The only woman in my gym that look like this is moi. And it's a busy gym. So I'm very happy with my work. And I take it, I see outside, and it empowers me and motivates me to even to get better. Okay? So, and it's to prove, and that proves you that age has nothing to do with anything. It's your mental attitude. Oh, Priska, usually it's on Thursdays, okay, at 2:30. Today I'm doing Wednesday because they're gonna be coming to fix something with the internet. So Thursday at 2:30 every week, and I usually put a little video announcing that I'm gonna be on, and like I did today, but I usually do it. So Thursday 2:30, okay, every Thursday. So that's when I do it. And if you have you can text me here in YouTube. Let me know a topic. If you guys have a topic that you want me to talk about or develop or whatever, let me know things that you are interested in knowing, especially about your body, your mind, and your spirit, and living a life of satisfaction, a life that if you feel good at it, a life that every single day when you wake up in the morning, you feel this is the best day of my life. What happened here? I don't know what happened here. Hmm. I don't know. So, okay. 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 See you next week. I love you. Pow. Wow.